back to my channel. If you have never seen me before, my name is Andrea and this is my very first pregnancy, new mom, TTC type video. Before it was just a college, high school girl just vlogging and doing whatever the heck she wanted to do, traveling and stuff like that. Now I'm grown up, married for 2 years. We bought a house and now we're on our new journey of becoming new parents. So I wanted to make a few videos mostly so I can go back for myself when I'm ready to have another kid. And also because if you don't know, I actually was diagnosed with hypothyroidism earlier last year. And it was the most scariest thing I think I've ever gone through. Mostly because every single video that I've ever seen was really bad. I even got a book from my mother-in-law, and in that book it also said, if you have hypothyroidism and you're pregnant, good luck. And I was so scared. It honestly gave me a lot of prenatal anxiety and I cried a lot. So I wanted to make this video for you guys, honestly, who also have hypothyroidism, and let you know that it's not as scary and we can do this. Also, fair warning, if you know me in real life and you don't really want to hear any of this or care, or you're gonna be weirded out, I mean, I'm an open book with my actual family, so like, I really don't care. However, I am gonna be talking about things, and yeah, so if you don't want to hear any of it and you know me personally and you're gonna look at me a little bit differently, just don't watch this video. This video is so long overdue because I am currently 30 weeks pregnant. It's going by so fast. I cannot believe I am 30 weeks and I'm officially on my 10-week countdown. However, let's get straight into the video. I have a lot to talk about. I made a huge list on my phone of everything I wanted to talk about. So, first off, let's talk about when we decided we wanted to start having kids. So, August of 2020, we actually decided that we would start trying in May of 2021. However, in March 2021, I started to get really bad depression and I just wanted to get off of my birth control. So I went to my OBGYN and talked about getting off birth control, and then I also went to my primary doctor, and that is when I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I went in just for the normal checkup, normal annual blood work. I wanted to make sure that everything was good to go to start trying for a baby. I did not want to have a baby and then find out that there was something that I should have taken care of before. So I just wanted to make sure I was crystal clean to start trying. And also Ryan as well. He also got blood work and everything as well to make sure that he was in tip-top shape to start trying for a child. So when we got our blood work done, everything came back normal for Ryan, everything came back normal for me. The only thing that was elevated was my thyroid, which I've never had thyroid issues before, but I found out that hypothyroidism is actually a genetic issue in all of the women in my family. So I was almost like bound to get it without knowing. So yeah, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. So you get blood work and then they want you to get blood work again in 3 months. But however, when I first got the elevated blood work, I was like, it's probably just because I'm on birth control. So I'm just gonna get off birth control now and see if that helps. It didn't help. My levels went up more again. Before we get into all of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I did before TTC. So the first thing I did was obviously get off birth control. The second thing was I limited a lot of my caffeine. I don't really drink caffeine anyways. However, I really just like nicked it off of my diet, and I also stopped drinking. So Ryan and I went on our like last date, I think, like end of February, and we just had a few drinks, and then after that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna drink until after I'm done with being pregnant and having a kid and I'm ready to start drinking again. So we went out, we had our last like hoorah, and I went sober after that. I also started prenatals pretty early. I started I think 2 months. I think I was still on birth control when I started prenatals, but I wanted to make sure my body was just like acclimated to all of the vitamins. And I also wanted to see if prenatals also would help my hypothyroidism and bring my levels down. I did start to feel a lot better on prenatals. However, it still did not cure my hypothyroidism, obviously. I also wanted to talk about your first period after birth control. I don't know if it's like this for everybody. However, it is so brutal. I remember being on the floor in a ball crying because I've never bled so much in my life and I've never been in so much pain before. And I did not want to take Tylenol or Advil or anything, because I also have heard that like if you take Tylenol or Advil, it can like mess up your fertility. So I decided not to take any medicines. And I remember I was so sad because I never felt so much pain before, because I was on birth control actually for like 8 years before that. So I didn't really have a real period since then, and I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to be pregnant and not have a period. So my TTC journey, Ryan and I decided that we were gonna use the Flow app. It's like $24 for like 3 months on the Apple Store. So that's what I used. I used it starting 2 months before we started actually trying. And I just followed it based off of my ovulation and my last period and when we should start trying. So we started trying about a week before ovulation, and then we decided to do every other day. Obviously there were some days where it was like every day or like twice a day and stuff like that, but the main thing that we decided to stick on was every other day, because if you don't know, once they do it in you, it stays in you for up to 5 days, so there's still a chance for you to get pregnant. So we just decided to do every other day because we wanted to make sure that the swimmers were nice and strong when they entered. If you understand. I also noticed when I first got off my birth control, I also use it as a great way to learn my body and also understand what my body looks like when it's ovulating. So there's ways that you can see your change in your discharge, and it becomes a lot more clear and sticky, and that usually means that you're ovulating. And I think that's honestly what helped us get pregnant, because I noticed that and then I was like, we gotta do it. And I think that's when we got pregnant. So if that helps you at all. Even with hypothyroidism, I was extremely blessed and grateful that I can say this, but we actually did get pregnant our very first time trying, the very first month that we started trying. And I think that like gave me a lot of anxiety because I was like, how did that happen so quickly? How am I so lucky that this happened to me? Like, I have hypothyroidism, like everybody on YouTube and social media and the books and all the doctors are like, that does not happen. So it's almost like this baby is a miracle child, and I'm just forever grateful that this happened, because I remember when I was 5 weeks, I went into the doctor and I was sobbing. I was crying. I'm like, I can't lose this baby. I love him already. Well, I didn't know it was a boy at the time. If you don't know, I'm having a boy. But I was like, I love this baby so much already. I can't lose it. I don't want to lose it. Like, please help me. Tell me I'm going to be okay. And I remember I legit was sobbing. The doctor was giving me tissues saying everything's going to be okay. And at the time, I'm going to make a whole first trimester video, but at the time I also didn't have any symptoms. So I was freaking out. Also, so I want to talk about testing, the testing period. So a lot of people start testing at 10 DPO. And I remember on TikTok, I followed a lot of women who were also trying the same exact month I was, and they were getting positives at 10 DPO, some of them 9 DPO. DPO means days at post-ovulation. And I remember I was not getting any, and I remember Ryan and I were so, well, Ryan was just like go with the flow. He's a very go with the flow kind of person. I was like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not getting a positive? Do we do something wrong? Is there something wrong with me? I was like, I'm infertile, like, I don't know. What do I do? And I did not get a positive until my missed period. So if you were also testing and you haven't gotten a positive yet, don't give up, because I also hear some people can get a positive like 5 days after their missed period. So because I was on birth control for so long, like your cycle can be so different for a long time after not being on birth control. So I was like, maybe we missed it, maybe, I don't know. However, on 14 DPO is actually when I got my first positive, and I remember we got a positive on first response, and I will never forget my very first time that I saw like a very faint line. I was like, I saw it, and Brian was like, I don't see it, and I'm like, no, it's there. And I remember I spent like 10 minutes just staring at the test, like in the bathroom in different lighting, and I was just like, no, it's there. So then after that, I started testing like every single day. And then we finally got a big pregnant on Clear Blue, and I was like, okay, this is confirmed. And that's when we went and told my parents, and then we told Ryan's mom and his dad and grandma, and we told our just immediate family. So some symptoms that I had before I got my big fat positive was I was having really vivid dreams. Like crazy vivid dreams. Like I remember like I was waking up and I would tell Ryan what my dream was, and he's like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, I know it's weird, but this is what I'm dreaming about. So yeah, I remember I had crazy vivid dreams, and then I also remember like my body would not let me sleep on my stomach. I'm a stomach sleeper, and I've always been a stomach sleeper. And I just remember like my body like just wouldn't let me. Like it was telling me like there's something there, you're gonna find out soon. But I just remember physically my body would not let me just like lay on my stomach. So I was like, I think I'm pregnant, like I have to be pregnant. Okay, so I was actually diagnosed with hypothyroidism the exact same week that I found out that I had found out that I was pregnant. So I remember I was so happy, I was so excited. I'm like, yes, I'm pregnant. This is everything I've ever wanted. This is what Ryan and I wanted. This is what we tried for. And then I get a phone call, and I remember my doctor calling me and saying, hey, you're pregnant. Your blood work came back that you're pregnant. Congrats. But you have hypothyroidism, and we have nothing to do with you now because you're pregnant. And I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, so we're gonna send some prescription medicine to your doctor or to your pharmacy, and you can go pick it up. And I'm like, okay. So I just found out I'm pregnant. I've never been pregnant before my whole entire life, and I just found out I had hypothyroidism. And I remember just sobbing, crying, because the first thing I did was go into Google. I was like, pregnancy and hypothyroidism, and they were all like, good luck. Not usually a success story. And I'm like, I just remember like sitting there sobbing to Ryan and sobbing to my parents and being like, what do I do? So I called my OBGYN because I've never seen my OBGYN for being pregnant. So I went, they checked my cervix, they checked everything, and I did my HCG levels again, and they confirmed that I was pregnant. So they reassured me that it is very common, that they have a lot of knowledge now on hypothyroidism and all this stuff. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what has happened throughout my pregnancy now that I'm 30 weeks, and I've had hypothyroidism since the very beginning of my pregnancy. So the only things that are different are I have to get blood work done every 3 weeks to check my thyroid levels. I'm on medication. I started medication, I think week 5 of being pregnant. I never say it correctly, but this is the name of the medicine that I am currently on for hypothyroidism. Thank you, God, or whoever you believe in, but my levels have stayed leveled since the very beginning, since I started the medication. But I still have to get blood work done every 3 weeks. I get an ultrasound every 4 weeks, and I've just been like on top of it. Now my doctor, I remember asking my doctor if I should change my diet, if I should do anything differently, and they said no. Just go on with your pregnancy as you would if you did not have hypothyroidism, and take your medication. So that is everything. If you guys have any questions about pregnancy, hypothyroidism, anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. I have so many videos that I want to do. I want to do like a first trimester recap video. I want to do a second trimester recap video because now I'm currently in my 3rd trimester. And just a bunch of new things because I'm a new mom and I'm learning so many new things about pregnancy. I'm going to learn so many new things about having a baby and being a boy mom and what all that entails. So if you guys have any video ideas for me to do, I would love to film them because I really want to have these for memories and also be able to help somebody, because if I can help at least one person, then that would mean the entire world to me, and I would love that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you learned something in this video. I hope this video made you smile or made you feel more comfortable, and you will get through this. And if you're pregnant, good luck out there. Enjoy every single moment. I know it's extremely tough and rough and we're tired and everything, but I'm gonna stop talking now and just say I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.